how to read your own body and understand your own signals. The truth is, your body is constantly giving you feedback. Welcome back to the Stronger with Scarlett podcast, episode 3. Today, I want to talk to you about your body is talking to you every single day, but are you listening? Thanks for joining me again on this podcast. It's really great to have you back. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with a friend. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple Music. Let's get into this. This episode, we're going to break down my creation of the MMI journal, how and why I built it, and how and why it's going to be the best invention for you, your daughter, your sister, and your mother, and all of your girlfriends. Basically, you track your calories, your steps, your sleep, your screen time, your money, your financial doings, incomings and outgoings, but you're not tracking your own signals. We listen to all of our devices, but not ourselves. The truth is, your body is constantly giving you feedback through energy, through mood, through cycles, through cravings, through your recovery. But if you don't record what you're receiving, you're never going to see your own patterns and your own story. That's where this came from. This is the MMI journal. It's my handwritten experiment that's taken me 10 years in the making, and it's turned into my movement. And this is me, myself, and I, and it's about getting to know yourself from the inside out. This started 10 years ago when I was diagnosed with polycystic ovary syndrome. After being diagnosed, I realized how easy it was to just be completely lost and overwhelmed in my symptoms. I'm an ex-primary school teacher, and I worked with HPL, which is high performance learning skills, and BLP, which is building learning power. And this is teaching children to become lifelong learners. One of those skills was being able to notice patterns and make connections. If you're not noticing patterns in your own body, you're never going to take agency and control of your health, your hormones, and your treatment plan going forwards. I found that every appointment that I went to with the doctors was reactive, and this is not what we need. We need to be proactive. We were talking about, what are my symptoms? When did it start? I would see this doctor, I'd tell her the story. I'd go to my next appointment with another doctor, I'd tell the story again, and go to another doctor and tell the story again. And nobody was connecting these dots for me. Research shows that up to 80% of hormone-related symptoms are self-reported inaccurately, not because women are careless, but because memory fades. The average woman sees 5 healthcare professionals before receiving an accurate hormonal diagnosis. Now, I truly, from the bottom of my heart, believe that if women started tracking their stories more accurately using the MMI journal, you would get diagnosed with your hormonal condition much faster, and you would have a much more accurate treatment plan. I started writing my symptoms out by hand. I had papers stuck on the bathroom walls, writing on the mirror, stuck on the back of the door. I was tracking my food in my fitness pal. I was tracking my training in a training app. I was talking to my coach on another app. I was recording data in my notes section on my phone. I had a journal for my mindset and my mental health. And then once I began to notice the patterns, that was the mathematician in my brain, that the doctors weren't picking up on, energy dips, mid-cycles, weight fluctuations, where they were linked with stress, where they were linked with changes in my nutrition, where they were linked with being on prep, off prep, training for competition, not training for competitions. Literally every training phase, every cycle phase, the picture became so clear about my own health. And that was the ultimate seed of me designing the MMI journal. And it was a system for self-awareness before self-diagnosis. The process. 3 years, 1 prototype, and a whole lot of patience. Again, I come back to being a primary school teacher. If that taught me anything, it taught me patience. I pulled in help 1 year ago. This actually started being built from my scraps of paper and everything that I'd been using for, say, 7 years. 3 years ago, I started coming onto my laptop and trying to create this journal. I genuinely, truly believe this is going to be such a valuable tool for all women in all phases of life. I pulled in some help, some designers, some editors, a few trusted women who tested it for me. I built 1 version, I printed 1 copy, and this is the copy that I had printed. I had this printed in January 2025. I was convinced it was complete. I was so hyped, so excited to launch this journal in all naivety. And the reality is it was nowhere near ready. It came in a beautiful box. I opened the box. I realized what a monster of a book I had created. It's huge. The process has continued this year, and I am now dividing this down into 5 smaller sections, which each one develops upon the other one, building a really secure foundation of your knowledge and understanding about your body, and your foundations and knowledge and understanding of how to track patterns in your body. This is a skill that if I was teaching in school, teaching children how to notice patterns, I would teach teach step by step. If I was teaching skills like deadlifting in the gym, I would teach step by step and build upon foundations. This, Me, Myself and I Journal, is no different. I will be teaching and guiding you through this with coaching and support. There are daily pages for food, mood, menstruation, movement, mindset, gratitude, journaling, hydration. There's quarterly reviews that are going to track your changes over time. There's end of year reflections with a certificate of completion, not for perfection, but for consistency. As you all know, if you follow me on Instagram, I bang on about consistency is key in everything. Consistency with your nutrition, consistency with your training. I didn't become a world champion through not applying this rule of consistency. By 2026, this won't just be a journal. This will be part of my coaching membership, and it's going to bring it to life, a program that teaches you how to read your own body and understand your own signals. Who is it for and why does it matter? This is not a fitness planner. This is a conversational tool between you and your body. It's also between you and your doctor or your healthcare practitioner. It can also be a conversational tool between you and your partner. We often find that our partners do not understand us, our symptoms, our bodies. This conversational tool is going to help you explain to anybody and everybody that you need to support you along your journey and how you can do that. It's for teenagers learning to track their first menstrual cycle, whether that's their first menstrual cycle or their first 3 years of menstruation. This is for the athlete who wants to track their recovery, their performance, and how their cycle is impacting those things. This is for the women in perimenopause who are noticing shifts. This is for women to take to their doctors, to take to their coaches, so that they can communicate more clearly, so that they can understand that their clients need to know more than just their macros and their step count. This is because when you document your internal world, you reclaim agency over your health and well-being. It's not about perfection. This journal is about pattern recognition. Those patterns will become your power. Journaling has been shown to reduce stress by up to 27%. That is why I've chosen to keep this as a handwritten journal and not convert it into another app like all of my mentors and friends have recommended I do. And I'm going to stay firm and hold my ground on that. When women start to see themselves on paper, something else clicks. They start to understand that healing isn't linear, it's cyclical. This is the MMI journal, Me, Myself and I. It's about understanding your body from the inside out. It answers the question of how do we make sense of what we can't see. 1, come to my art exhibition, The Whole Woman Unveiled, and 2, start tracking your own body and your own symptoms through the MMI journal. Join the waitlist for early access and exclusive bonuses when it launches. There'll be links on how to enter your email and the waitlist. Visit my website, www.scarlettharvey.com, enter your email and join the waitlist on there. You can DM me on Instagram at Stronger with Scarlett. Let's stop outsourcing our own awareness and start listening to yourself from within. Thanks for joining me. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share it with any other woman, any other person who you think is going to benefit from, or who knows somebody who will benefit from learning about their body and how to track their own symptoms, listening to their inner selves.